Also our ex-president
and membership chair.
and membership chair.
Good evening, everybody. I'd like to thank everyone to make it up in this again. It's a bad traffic hour, and I'm glad that everyone is here. We really appreciate you coming here. I've been given the task of talking about IT Serve. I'd also like to welcome, give Dr. Palle Raghunath Reddy a warm welcome once again, team. If you can give him a round of applause for being here. Thank you, sir. We really appreciate you taking the time to speak to us or come down, meet us. I know it was a very, very short notice, but we really appreciate you taking the time to meet us. We wanted to speak to you and give you some insight about IT Serve. All of the members here are members of IT Serve. We just want to give you a brief of our organization. I'll make it quick. I'll not take much time. It's a longer presentation. We started in 2010. IT Serve is an organization which started in 2010. Currently we have about 150 members. We are racing towards the 200 member mark. Right now I think we are about, the total revenues range to about 750 million, but pretty soon we'll be about $1 billion as an organization. So our goal is to the organization formed in adversity when we were all facing a common issue. We all came together and we said, okay, we are all being operating for past 4 or 5 years. We are not going in any direction. Can we get together and form an organization is what we thought. And that's when we formed this organization, IT Serve. Just like any movement today, it is just formed out of adversity. That is how we were also formed. So our goal is to educate policymakers, elected officials, and the first goal is to actually be the platform for member organizations to gain access to knowledge, network, and resources, and to operate successfully and efficiently. We also do a lot of work in educating policymakers, elected officials, and regulatory bodies on our industry because there is some kind of a negative rhetoric on it. So we are trying to work very, very closely with the regulators in clearing up that negative rhetoric. And we work a lot towards shaping up the IT service industry credibility and standards. We are actually working on a lot with standards and the definition of standards. And if there are any again, going back to the political rhetoric that's coming towards the staffing industry, we are trying to negate that as well on a regular basis. We do that every year. So we have multiple geographic regions. It was formed in Dallas, but right now I think we have members in Chicago, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. We are like growing really global, or at least US. Our goal is to take it global. I think we are planning to start a chapter in Hyderabad as well, with a lot of organizations. So we want to go global pretty soon. This is what I was talking about. We have about 20,000 employees in our organization consists of about 20,000 employees overall in India and the US, and it is growing at a very, very phenomenal pace. This is what we do in US. We do a lot of political lobbying. Recently, a group of team members went to DC. They talked about the issues that we face, and they talked about how we can actually work with the organization in resolving those, because it is a kind of a red phone in between the political organization and our organization, where we can pick up and we are able to call. If there is any questions they have, they should be able to communicate with us as an organization. So we do a lot of lobbying. We do a lot of fundraisers. Regularly we do a lot of fundraisers. I think one of the biggest fundraisers was for a team meeting for Senator John Collins. We do it regularly. We have fundraisers in Houston. We have fundraisers locally. Every time we do fundraising is one of the biggest part of our organization as well. We do a lot of suggestions and recommendations to USCIS and DOL. These are the governing organizations which run or indirectly run our organizations. So we do a lot of recommendations to them through our political lobbying firm, and also our legal firm, our legal organization. In India, we have been supporting non-profit initiatives. We are doing a lot of fundraisers for social reforms. Pretty much any catastrophe, we actually contribute a lot. I think even for Vizag, a lot of our organizations contributed. One of the 100 was there, a lot of organizations contributed without even second thoughts. I don't have numbers for that, I wish I could share them with you. Right now we are working with, I think, an organization, some of the organizations here are working with the government of AP to actually start up their own startup firms in Vizag. I think Anil Killar has got an office there. I think a few of our team members also have some offices. But we are working very, very aggressively into working with the government of AP as well. So this is the reality of today. This is what we are in India today. 90% of the companies here have an office either in AP or Telangana. 40% are into software development, 90% are into BPO, 40% are in software development. We occupy about 300,000 square feet and we employ about 10,000 people in India. So I will just go through some challenges and opportunities because you are the Minister of IT, so I just wanted to run through them. This is our opportunity, this is our window to speak to you. So this is one thing which I think it was a taxation issue which we wanted to bring it to your notice because TDS, it is taking a lot of time to get the deductions back from the government, so we wanted to bring it to your notice as well so that if you can help us, that would be really helpful. And this is one thing in scattered office spaces. We have office spaces all over Hyderabad, all over Vizag, Vijayawada and all that stuff. We really wanted to work with the government of AP in forming some kind of an IT incubation center plus IT BPO centers and all that stuff wherein we all can work together. I think some people have already started off, but I'm not sure how much of progress they made yet. And I already covered that. So this is one thing which we are planning. We are actually, I think a few of our team members are already starting to go to colleges, employ people from them, then make them train them and make them ready. Because what you learn in college is definitely not going to make you ready for the job. That's the reason we have centers like Amirpet and all that stuff which are so famous. Because they realize that there is a delta in between what you learn in between college and the job. So we are, a few of our organizations have already started that, wherein they are actually adopting some colleges and starting training the students and or graduates from the colleges, start training them in their location and employing them. So this is one thing we would request of you, sir, wherein if you were to ask my opinion, we are not here on IT policy and all that stuff. So we have been reading a lot, but we are not getting any direction on where our state is going to go. So we really request you to give us some kind words and help us with some clarity on what is the goal of our government. And this is what it is. This is a small presentation I have from IT Serve, and thanks a lot for your time, everybody.